We treat artificial intelligence like it has a 10-second memory.
Yeah, we really do.
I mean, we sit down at our keyboards every single morning, we open up a fresh chat window, and we just type the exact same instructions we typed yesterday.
Hoping for a slightly better result this time, right?
Mm.
But usually getting the same generic output.
It is this endless, repetitive loop. We explain our brand over and over again. We clarify our design preferences repeatedly. And I have to make a vulnerable admission here. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Oh, man. We all do. Prompt drift is very real.
Just to define that quickly, it is when an AI slowly forgets your original instructions over time.
Yeah, exactly. You start with a great prompt, right? But by the 5th or 6th message, the AI forgets the core rules.
It just drifts back to its default behaviors.
It does. Welcome to the deep dive, by the way, everyone. Today, our mission is completely transformative. We're taking Claude and we're turning it from a one-off prompt engine into a reusable web designer.
A permanent expert colleague.
Exactly. A permanent colleague.
We are going to build what is called a Claude code skill. We will test it out on a baseline project. Then we are going to run an AI self-QA loop.
Right.
And finally, we will package it all up for future use.
It is a totally new paradigm for how we work with these tools. I am excited to get into it.
So let us look at the root of the problem first. That repetitive setup we were talking about.
Yeah.
Left to its own devices, Claude builds very fast, but the results are incredibly generic. We have all seen the standard AI website.
Oh, we definitely have. I mean, you know the exact look before the page even finishes loading.
I do. It is always a basic hero section at the top.
Yep.
Usually 3 text cards right below it, a simple call to action, and, some standard floaty animations that do not really mean anything.
Yeah, that lack of human soul, it comes from how the model defaults to basic web frameworks. It basically averages out the entire internet.
Right?
Which means you get the most average design possible.
To solve this, the source text introduces a specific workflow. We use something called Claude Code to create a reusable skill. Specifically, a skill named Scroll Site Designer.
Right, and we should probably clarify what that tool actually is for people who have not used it.
Good call. Claude Code is a tool letting Claude work directly inside your code editor.
Perfect definition. So you open this tool inside your project folder, and you feed it a very specific setup prompt. You are telling it to create a skill.md file.
And that file becomes the permanent brain of the operation.
Exactly. It is the permanent brain.
You are essentially instructing Claude to act like an experienced web designer and a senior front-end developer, but you do not just tell it what to do.
No.
You spend a lot of time telling it what to avoid.
The negative constraints.
Right.
I love this part. This is where the engineering really happens. You have to explicitly ban specific AI trends.
Right.
You tell the skill to avoid repeated card grids. You ban heavy gradients.
No random glowing effects behind every single button.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And no useless animations. Everything has to serve the content. Each website needs to feel completely different.
So it cannot just use that same 3-column template every time.
Exactly.
It is like giving someone a master recipe book, instead of teaching them how to bake a cake from scratch every single time they walk into the kitchen.
That is a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
You are establishing permanent standards that dictate how it thinks about design before it even touches a keyboard.
How do we prevent the AI from slipping back into those bad, generic design habits over time?
By hard-coding negative constraints into the skill.md file, so it knows exactly what to avoid.
So we ban heavy gradients and random glows to keep it human.
Precisely. Those rules become its permanent baseline.
So we have given Claude this master recipe book, but before it can bake the cake, it needs to know who is coming to the party.
Right.
The AI needs specific context, which triggers the next phase, the design interview.
I absolutely love this part of the workflow. It flips the script entirely. Well, instead of you prompting the AI questions you.
It asks about the visitor journey. It asks about the main goal of the page. It wants to know about the brand style.
It even asks which sections should feel calm and which sections should feel more active.
Let us unpack that for a second, because that is fascinating. How does an AI interpret calm versus active?
It translates those emotions into layout decisions. It's super clever. A calm section might mean lots of negative space.
Like breathing room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Slower transition speeds and muted colors.
Yeah.
But an active section might use denser typography, snappy micro interactions, higher contrast.
Hold on, I have to push back here for a moment.
Sure.
If the whole point of using AI is speed, Aren't we just killing our efficiency by forcing a 10-minute design interview before a single line of code is written? Why not just let it start coding immediately?
It is a fair question, but patience and planning yield premium results. I mean, speed without direction just means you arrive at a generic destination much faster.
Yep.
If you skip the planning, you get that default template again.
You get the 3 cards and the glowing button.
Yeah, exactly. The AI needs to architect the emotional flow first. It needs to know the story it is telling.
Okay, so the AI understands the theory now. It has the rules, and it knows what we want. But to prove this workflow actually does anything, we need a starting point. We need a before picture for our test.
Right, so we asked Claude to build a basic landing page first. It is for a dummy AI automation agency called Nexify.
We instruct Claude to keep it very plain. Just a hero section, a section about their services, a few key benefits, one testimonial, and a final call to action at the bottom.
We specifically tell it not to use any advanced animations yet.
Yeah, so it builds this incredibly clean, simple page, which is honestly entirely boring.
Extremely boring.
It is basically just text on a screen.
It is the definition of a blank canvas. It is like a control group in a science experiment.
Why build a boring baseline site first instead of applying the skill from scratch?
We need a clear before state so we can actually measure how much the skill improves the user experience.
We need a plain canvas to measure the AI's actual design upgrades.
Exactly. Without a baseline, we cannot prove the skill actually works. We would not know if the AI made it better or just made it different.
Because we now have that plain baseline, we can finally unleash the new scroll site designer skill. We can watch the transformation happen in real time.
This is where the magic happens. The parameters we give it here are a really delicate balance.
We instruct it to redesign the Nexify page, but we specify exactly what is kept and what is changed. We tell it to keep the Nexify brand name.
Right.
The core message stays, the primary call to action stays, and we maintain the current dark visual direction.
But we change the execution completely. We ask for a premium, scroll-driven experience.
We want a better visual hierarchy. We want a memorable hero section. But again, referencing those negative constraints, we want it done without unnecessary effects.
The skill starts adding scroll interactions, but only when they support the content. It adds smooth reveals as you scroll down. It adds sticky elements that stay on screen while you read the text beside them.
It makes the sections feel connected. They do not just look like separate stacked blocks anymore.
No, not at all.
It feels like a continuous journey, like you are moving through a space.
What is fascinating here is the sequencing. The AI architects the pacing across the entire page first. It thinks about the whole journey before writing a single line of CSS. Whoa, imagine scaling this to orchestrate 1 billion interactive queries.
It is a massive shift in logic. It is acting like a true senior designer.
It is orchestrating an experience, not just writing syntax.
How does an AI know what a comfortable animation speed is for a human scrolling?
It relies on established front-end web standards that optimize for accessibility and prevent motion sickness.
It uses web standards to avoid giving users motion sickness while scrolling.
Exactly. It respects the human nervous system. It mathematically maps comfortable timing based on standard human interface guidelines.
We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will get into how the AI actually checks its own work.
Stick around.
So we just watched our AI build a beautiful premium scroll experience. It looks incredible, but we cannot just assume the code is flawless.
Oh, wait.
We need verification.
Trust, but verify. Always. Especially with AI-generated code.
That brings us to the self-QA and the human feedback loop. This step in our workflow is fascinating. Claude actually uses its own QA checklist to review its work.
It essentially grades its own homework before handing it in.
It reviews the layout. It checks the mobile view to make sure nothing is broken on smaller screens. It tests the navigation and the links. It even proofreads the copy.
And it checks the animation timing across different scroll states. It is not just looking at the static first screen, it is testing the movement.
I found this specific detail incredible. Claude actually caught and fixed its own issues.
Yeah, that part was wild.
It found problems with keyboard navigation and focus styles, and it fixed them before showing the user the final result.
That is massive for accessibility. It really is.
Can you define keyboard navigation quickly?
Sure. It is using the keyboard instead of a mouse to browse a website.
Okay.
So people who rely on the tab key can use the page without getting trapped.
The fact that the AI caught that structural flaw automatically is huge.
It is, but the AI isn't the final judge, right? The workflow introduces the human review next.
Right, because AI finds technical bugs, but humans judge the feel.
The vibes.
Exactly, the vibes, the
Yeah.
subjective experience of navigating the website.
The author of the source text gave very specific human feedback. They didn't just say, make it pop.
Right.
They looked at the finished site and made surgical adjustments.
They asked to make the hero section more premium, but keeping the dark style.
They asked to slow down some of the really fast scroll animations.
And they wanted to smooth out a specific transition. The visual jump between the light-colored benefit section and the dark testimonial section felt too jarring.
It is a perfect example of direct, actionable critique. You are guiding the AI's aesthetic choices.
Is it really effective to let an AI grade its own homework during the QA phase?
It is highly effective for catching objective technical errors. But you still need human eyes for the subjective experience.
It catches technical bugs perfectly, but humans still have to judge the vibes.
That is the perfect division of labor. AI handles the code compliance, and humans handle the emotion.
We have perfected the Nexlify site at this point. It looks great, it works flawlessly, the animations are smooth. But the true value of this workflow is not the website itself.
No, the website is basically just a byproduct of the experiment.
Right. The true value is making the skill itself smarter for the next project.
This is where the compounding value kicks in. We ask Claude to update the scroll site designer skill. We ask it to save the lessons learned from this specific Nexlify project.
We save the better animation pacing rules.
Yeah.
We save the stronger scroll transitions. We add the new mobile spacing checks to its permanent memory. And we hard code those accessibility checks so it never forgets keyboard navigation again.
But there is a crucial filtering rule here. This is arguably the most important part of the entire process.
Claude must exclude all Nexlify-specific details from the skill.
Right. No specific copywriting, no brand colors, no specific business details. All of that must be stripped away.
We do not want the next project, say a bakery website, to accidentally look like a dark mode AI automation agency.
Exactly. And the way it does this is brilliant. It scans its own code base. It looks for specific text strings and hex codes.
Hex codes being the specific numeric values used to define colors on websites.
Right. So it finds the hex code for Nexlify's specific dark background. And it replaces it with an abstract variable, like primary background.
Oh, I see.
It actively separates the structure from those surface details.
The final output is incredibly clean. It is just a portable folder on your computer. It is located at .Claude Skills Scroll Site Designer.
You can literally copy that folder and paste it into any future project folder you ever create.
It is a highly trained digital employee that you can carry on a USB stick.
It turns a painted house back into an adaptable blueprint.
How does the AI separate the general design wisdom from the specific brand data of Nexlify?
By analyzing the structural improvements made during feedback and actively stripping out any text or hex codes.
It extracts the architectural lessons and throws away the specific paint colors.
Perfectly said. It remembers how to build a better house, not who lived in it last time.
So let us recap the big idea here. We are witnessing a fundamental paradigm shift in how we interact with large language models.
We are no longer just prompting.
Exactly. We aren't just typing instructions into a void anymore or hoping for the best.
Right.
We are building custom AI colleagues. These colleagues retain our specific standards. They keep getting better with every single project, and they completely eliminate that repetitive morning setup loop.
The goldfish memory is finally cured.
It changes everything about digital workflows.
It really does. And it leaves us with a massive question to ponder. If we can successfully codify a premium front-end developer into a portable folder,
Right.
what other complex digital roles could you package up and carry from project to project? Could you build a persistent QA tester? Could you codify a senior data analyst? You could carry an entire virtual agency on a thumb drive.
You never have to start from zero again. You just drop the folder in, and your expert team is ready to work. It makes you wonder what else we can teach the goldfish to remember. OTRO music.